Hey guys, and welcome back to our new unit of math. We're going to be using measurements and conversions of measurements. So today it's 13-1, converting measurements, and that's length, that's US standard, so inches, feet, yards. So our 24, if you can see it here, is 12, 6, 7, and 10. See if you can come up with some interesting solutions for that 24 today. Again, as we go and work on conversions of measurements with length, I want to give you guys kind of your basis. This is a good thing maybe to write down and just have it ready for you. So we have, feet, inches, and yards. And we're going to go through the quick things you need to know before you can convert. So, and I'll erase this. We have feet. Feet to inches. So 1 foot is 12 inches. Okay. We have 1 yard equals 3 feet. And then 1 yard also equals 36 inches. These are going to be important to know, so I want to make sure you guys know them. So 1 foot equals 12 inches, 1 yard equals 3 feet, and 1 yard equals 36 inches. We're going to be using this quite a bit during this lesson. Okay, make sure you have that maybe written down because you're going to refer back to it a lot. So what we're saying is if I have something that is 2 feet, and I want to know what it is in inches. Well, when we go from a bigger measurement to a smaller measurement, our number is going to get bigger, so we're going to multiply them. So if we have 2 feet, we're going to multiply it because we want to find out how many inches are in there. We have to multiply it by 12. So 12 times 2 is 24, so we know in 2 feet there are 24 inches. And this goes along the same measure. So how many ever feet you have, you're going to times it by 12 to find out how many inches it has. We can do this also with yards. So we have 3 yards. We know in yards that each yard is 3 feet, so we would have to times this by 3. So now we have 9 feet in 3 yards. So if you're measuring out something could be 3 yards, well, it could also be 9 feet. Well, let's go along with that. Now we have something that is 3 yards. Well, let's find out how many inches that is. You could multiply it by 12, multiply it by 3 and then by 12, or you can convert it to, we know that 1 yard is 36 inches. So if we multiply this out, guys, we have 108 inches. Or 3 times 36, we have our 8, carry our 1, 108 inches. So know that if we have a bigger measurement going down to a smaller, so 1 yard is about this, then we're going down to 1 inch or 1 foot. We have more of those, so we have to multiply. Now on the other end, if we're going from a smaller measurement to a bigger, well, the number's going to get smaller. So let's do this. We have 24 inches, and it's a reciprocal, so we're not going to multiply this. We're going to do the opposite, which is division. So 24 inches, we want to see how many feet are in 12 inches, in 24 inches. We know that 12 inches make 1 foot. So we could take 24, divide it by 12, and 12 goes into 24 twice. So we know that in 24 inches there are 2 feet. Another example of this would be I have 12 feet. I want to know how many yards I have in this. So, with this, I'm going to take my 12. I know that in 1 yard there's 3 feet. So I'm going to have to divide it by 3. 3 divided by 12 is 4. Okay? So that's the basics of this. Now, we can get into other circumstances where we don't have it perfect, where it's feet or inches or yards. So your remainder is going to stay in that unit, or it might change, and I'll give you guys a couple examples. So let's say we have 18 inches. I want to know how many feet are in 18 inches. Well, I'm going to divide, remember we talked about this, 18 by how many feet are, how many inches are in a foot? It's 12. So we divide that in, we have 1, we do our 12, well we have the 6 remaining. Well, 6 remaining what? Inches. So it's 1 foot, 6 inches. It can go the other way too. So I have 5 feet. Well, I want to know how many, sorry, that one's not the best example, but how many yards. So 5 divided by 3, I have 1. And then I minus 3, I have 2 here. So I have 1 yard and 2 feet. What I meant by going the other way, though, is this. We have, we're going to multiply it out. So we want to get bigger. So I have, let's go 3 yards. I want to know how many inches or feet. Again, we've done that. But what happens if I have something like, here, I'll give you another example. I have 49 inches. I want to know how many yards are in 49 inches. This is a little harder. We know that 36 goes into it. So we have to have 49, 36 are in a yard. So I have 1 yard. But here's where it gets different. I subtracted, I have 13. Well, I could put 13 inches up there, but we can still take another thing out. We know that 12 inches are in 1 foot, so we could take out 12. So we have 1 yard, 1 foot. Now we subtract that, and we end up with 1. So we have 1 yard, 1 foot, and 1 inch. So there's different ways we can convert this into the different things. So I'm going to do a quick problem for you guys, 4 of them. Ms. Anderson and I will be posting some practical use of this, so you get to go and measure stuff and convert it for us and things like that. So here we go. Our first one, I want to know how many yards are in 15 feet. So convert that to yards. The second one, I have 3 yards. I want to know how many inches. Okay, now we're going to get into a couple more challenging ones. I have 79 inches. I want to know how many yards. And lastly, I want one more here, guys. Here, let me put the dots in here. One more, I have, I have, let me think here real quick, guys, sorry. I have 87 inches. Again, let's convert this into yards. So there's the basics of that. Make sure you get these 4 done. We're going to be continuing on this. The next one's going to be, I do believe, volume of something. So look at this, guys. Analyze this, and you'll see it all the time. Use a tape measure. Look at it. It has, hey, how many feet are in an inch? How many inches are in a feet? And things like that. This is something we use all the time for building and things like that. So think of that, and we'll see you next time, and have a great day.